off to Ruritania. On my way to Ruritania, I decided to stay in Paris for a night. My Uncle William always said that you should never pass through Paris without staying there for at least a day and a night. Paris is a lively city, and I enjoyed myself a lot. I spent the evening with two friends, one of them, George Featherly, who worked in the British Embassy, and Bertram Bertrand, who was a poet. We were three young men, and we talked about the beautiful women in Paris. Somebody mentioned Antoinette de Mauban. "I've heard of her," I said excitedly. "She's a famous beauty. What does she look like?"
"She's the most wonderful woman in Paris," George told me. "You won't see her, I'm afraid. She's leaving Paris tonight." He spoke quietly now. The Duke of Strelsau visited her in Paris. They were at a party. The Duke's father was the King of Ruritania. "Antoinette de Mauban is very interested in him," he said.
"Really?" I replied. "I wonder where she's going." I knew that the Duke of Strelsau was the half-brother of the new king, Rudolph V. Perhaps Antoinette de Mauban was going to Ruritania as well. George went to the railway station with me the next day. I did not tell him that I was traveling to Ruritania because I did not want anyone to know about it. I told him I was going to Dresden. There was a smartly dressed lady on the platform when we arrived.
"Excuse me, Rudolph," he said. "I know that lady. I'll just go and say hello to her. I won't be long." "You're so lucky," he joked. "That's Antoinette de Mauban, and she's traveling on your train. She's going to Dresden as well."
I did not see Antoinette de Mauban again until the train arrived at Dresden. I got off the train there because I wanted to take the train for Ruritania. Then I saw her. Antoinette de Mauban got on the same train as me. She was traveling to Ruritania as well. Perhaps she was going to the coronation of the new king. As soon as we reached the Ruritanian border, I went to buy some newspapers, and the officer in charge of the customs gave me such a stare that I was sure more than ever of my resemblance to the Elfbergs. The journey on the train to Ruritania was a long one. I read some of the Ruritanian newspapers during the journey. There were lots of articles about the new king and the coronation. The capital city, Strelsau, was full of people who wanted to see the ceremony. I did not want to stay in a crowded hotel, so I decided not to go to Strelsau. There is a town called Zenda, about 50 miles from the capital. I decided to stay there until the day of the coronation. I can travel into Strelsau every day on the train, I said to myself. I can come back to Zenda every night. It's not very far. I got off the train at Zenda. There was an inn in the town. I was comfortable there. There was a lot of excitement in Zenda because of the coronation. Everybody was talking about King Rudolph V and his half-brother, the Duke of Strelsau. I knew that the Duke owned the castle in Zenda. Everybody spoke very well about the Duke. They made less friendly remarks about the new king. He had spent a long time away from the country, and very few people even knew what he looked like. I heard that he had also shaved off his famous beard, which made it even more difficult for people to recognize him.
King Rudolph is here in Zenda. He's staying in a hunting lodge near the castle. He'll travel from Zenda to Strelsau on the day of the coronation. It's a pity. The Duke's a good man. He'd be a very good king for Ruritania.
Mother! I don't agree. I don't like Black Michael. I prefer King Rudolph. He's a real Elfberg with red hair and a long nose.
Are the prince and the Duke good friends? I asked the old lady. No, the old lady's daughter said. They really hate each other as they both want to be king. Everybody knows it. Black Michael wants to marry the king's cousin, Princess Flavia. He's second in line, so he can never become king, even if Rudolph dies, unless he marries her. She's a red-haired Elfberg, like the king, and everybody expects the king to marry her.
Be quiet! You mustn't take what she says seriously, sir. The Duke and the king are the best of friends. The Duke is helping the king to prepare for the coronation.
You know that's not true. The Duke hates King Rudolph. Black Michael.
I've told you before not to call him Black Michael. He's the Duke of Strelsau.
What's the matter, Johann? This is Mr. Rassendil. He's come from England to see the king's coronation. This is Johann. He works for the Duke of Strelsau. You've got red hair, sir. He doesn't like red hair. It's the king's color, you see. I'm sorry, sir, but I didn't expect to see anybody here. You surprised me. We're not used to meeting people with red hair in the inn.
Johann was more pleasant to me the next morning. He told me that his sister lived in Strelsau and said that I could stay in a room at her house. Black Michael lived in the fort. but if he didn't want any visitors, he would cross the bridge to the castle and raise it. It would be difficult to get into the fort, and the moat between the fort and the castle made it almost impossible to get into the castle. I walked for a long time. I decided to lie down and rest for a while. I fell asleep in the forest. I dreamt I was married to Princess Flavia, and we lived in the castle of Zenda. I was about to kiss the princess when I heard someone say, "This man looks just like the king, except for his beard." I opened my eyes and saw two men looking at me with great curiosity.
He's the same height as well. Really, it's very odd. What's your name? I think you should tell me yours first. This is Colonel Sapt, he said, and I am Fritz von Tarlenheim. We serve the King of Ruritania. I am Rudolf Rassendil. I am a traveler from England.
So you're a Rassendil, he said happily. You know the old story about the Prince of Ruritania and the Countess Amelia, I suppose. I know the story very well, I told him.
Fritz, where are you? It's the king, Fritz von Tarlenheim said. As he spoke, a man came forward. I looked at him in great surprise. He looked at me in great surprise as well. King Rudolf of Ruritania and Rudolf Rassendil looked the same, except for my beard. I studied the prince carefully. The likeness was remarkable.
Fritz, who is this gentleman? Colonel Sapt whispered something in the king's ear. The king listened carefully, then began to smile and laughed loudly. You are a cousin, he said to me. To see the coronation, I replied. Mr. Rassendil cannot attend the coronation. People may mistake him as the king and...
I could see what he meant and offered to leave Ruritania immediately, but the king insisted that I stay and dine with him that evening, so I agreed and promised to leave Ruritania the next morning. My presence at the coronation would have been a problem, and I did not want to be the cause of any trouble for the king.
The coronation is tomorrow morning, sir, Colonel Sapt said. There is a lot to do before then. We have a lot of things to talk about. It's not the evening for a dinner with Mr. Rassendil. The king looked angrily at Colonel Sapt. I want to dine with Mr. Rassendil. He's my cousin, and I don't meet a new cousin every day.
That is how I came to dine with King Rudolf. We ate well, and we drank a lot of wine. The servant Joseph brought another bottle of wine to the table. The Duke asked me to give you this bottle, he told the king. He said that it is the best wine in the lodge, and that you should finish your dinner with it. What a good brother Michael is, King Rudolf cried joyfully. I'll certainly drink his wine. He poured a glass and drank it quickly, then put his head on the table and fell asleep.
Nobody else touched the wine from the Duke of Strelsau. I looked at Fritz von Tarlenheim and Colonel Sapt. I did not say anything, but the King of Ruritania was a disappointment to me. He seemed a selfish young man who was too fond of wine. I remember nothing else about that evening. I too had drunk too much wine. I fell asleep at the table. That's not funny, I said angrily. Be quiet, Colonel Sapt ordered angrily. We had to wake you up. There's something wrong. He pointed to the floor. The king is still sleeping. We've tried to wake him, but we can't. Was that last bottle of wine drugged? We think the Duke put something in that bottle of wine, Fritz explained. Something that will make the prince sleep all day. We must get a doctor, I said. 1,000 doctors would not get him to Strelsau today, said Colonel Sapt. He won't wake for 6 or 7 hours yet.
It's a crisis for Ruritania, Colonel Sapt said. The coronation is this morning. If King Rudolf does not go to Strelsau today, he'll never be crowned. What do you mean? I asked. The Duke wants to be king, Colonel Sapt told me. King Rudolf is not popular. I think the Duke will seize the crown.
What are you going to do about it? I asked him. There's only one chance, Colonel Sapt explained. The coronation is today. King Rudolf must go to Strelsau this morning. But if he's asleep, I began. You can go, Colonel Sapt said. Fate sent you here for a reason. You can be King Rudolf for the day. Me, I cried. But that's ridiculous. I don't know how to behave like a king. I can't pretend to be the King of Ruritania. It's a risk, agreed Colonel Sapt. But what is the alternative? Are you afraid? You look like the king except for your beard, Colonel Sapt said slowly. You can do it, Rassendil, I know you can. If you don't do it, the Duke will be the new king of Ruritania, Colonel Sapt went on, and King Rudolph would be kidnapped or killed. At last, I agreed to do it. Very well, I told the colonel. I'll help you. I'll be the king for a day. Well done, the colonel cried excitedly. He shook my hand. There's a lot to do. Let's make a start.
I'll hide the prince in the wine cellar, he said excitedly. Then we all go to Strelsau together to the coronation, and you become king. Then we come back to Zenda. We wake the real king. He goes back to Strelsau with us the next day. And you, Mr. Rassendil, you leave Ruritania very secretly. He paused, and then he clapped his hands together. Yes, it's a good plan, he cried. Joseph will talk to the king when he wakes up and tell him what is happening, so that the king will be ready for us, said Colonel Sapt. Was she listening? Fritz asked quickly. I'll make sure she's quiet, the colonel said grimly. No one will ever know, Fritz said. It'll work, and you'll save Ruritania from disaster, Mr. Rassendil. All we've got to do is to hide the real king while we're all in Strelsau, the colonel said. Fritz and I will do that while you're getting ready, Mr. Rassendil. Joseph will guard him while we're away. Don't worry, he said. I'll stand next to you all the time. I'll tell you what to say and what to do. Are you frightened? Don't worry about me, I'll manage. I think you will. You're a real Elfberg, Mr. Rassendil.
Why did you tell the soldiers to ride close to me?
You look different today, she remarked. You look more serious. I am the king, and I must be serious. I hope that you will keep a better watch on Michael, because he is more dangerous than you think.